Welcome to the deep dive. So, you're probably here because you're juggling, well, a lot. Maybe a full-time job, perhaps family life, and also this real drive to create user-generated content, UGC.
It's a common scenario.
Yeah, it really is. And it's tough. Today, we're digging into why that balance is so tricky and, more importantly, what actual creators are doing to, make it work without completely burning out.
Exactly. We've looked into a lot of discussions, creator experiences, and there's this consistent thread, this feeling of being stretched really thin.
Pulls in too many directions.
Precisely. Trying to find that creative space when everything else is demanding your attention, it creates this intense pressure. Our mission today is really to pull out some actual strategies you can try.
Okay, let's unpack that feeling then, being swamped.
Better.
Why is it so hard to consistently create when life's already packed?
Well, it's interesting because it's not just about like finding a spare hour. Even a pretty short video, something that seems simple, it can take a surprising chunk of time. You've got the idea, maybe scripting, setting up your shot, the actual filming.
Right, and then the editing, which can take ages.
Exactly. It can easily add up to, say, 5, maybe even 10 hours for one piece of content.
Yeah.
That's potentially half a workday or more.
Wow. And that just clashes completely with a standard 9 to 5, doesn't it? You end up trying to cram this really demanding creative stuff into, what, lunch breaks?
Or commutes, yeah. Or after the kids are in bed,
Yeah.
which, it sounds exhausting just saying it.
Totally. And it fragments your focus, too, I bet.
Absolutely. And then there's the unpredictability of home life. Rigid work schedules are one thing, but family routines shift constantly.
Oh, yeah. Sick days, school events, random toddler tantrums.
Right. All those things can just derail your content plans completely. It adds another layer of frustration.
And it sounds like there's a real mental cost, too, just switching between those roles constantly, the professional you, the creative you, the parent you.
That's a huge factor. The mental load, the cognitive fatigue from constant context switching. It makes it harder to be truly present or effective in any role.
Yeah, that makes sense. It must drain your creativity and just your general ability to get things done.
It really does. We saw some posts that really hit home on this. Someone on Reddit, You Hidden Money Dave, laid out their schedule.
Oh, yeah. What was it like?
Something like 6 to 7 a.m. doing emails, trying to film during a rushed lunch break, then editing only after the kids were asleep, and just feeling wiped out by Friday.
Oof. Sounds familiar to many, I'm sure.
And another, You Working Parent UGC, talking about struggling to find even 2 solid hours a week between their job and looking after a toddler. It just highlights that core issue, time scarcity.
Okay, so we know it's tough. We see the challenges. What are the actual practical strategies? What are creators doing that works? What can, you listening actually try?
Well, one approach that comes up a lot is batching.
Batching, tell me more.
So instead of trying to do one video start to finish whenever you grab a moment, you dedicate a bigger chunk of time just to filming. Film several videos or several parts of videos all at once.
Ah, I see. Get all the setup and filming done in one hit.
Exactly. It cuts down on that repetitive setup, tear down time. Then you can maybe spread the editing out over other small pockets of time. Lots of creators find it boosts consistency.
That sounds efficient. But what about those really tiny moments, like waiting for the kettle to boil or something?
Yeah. Those are great for what you could call micro tasks.
Yeah.
Waiting for laundry, on the bus. Use that time for small things.
Like what?
Brainstorming ideas, maybe outlining a quick script on your phone, recording a bit of B-roll footage, doing a quick voiceover, or even just engaging with comments on social media.
So it's about using those little gaps productively. I like that.
Yeah, maximize those moments we usually overlook. Another thing, though it depends on your style, is sometimes integrating family life. Well, if it feels authentic, some creators involve their family naturally. Maybe kids unboxing something or demonstrating a product during story time.
Ah, so it creates an overlap, makes it feel less like separate worlds.
Potentially, yeah. It can make for really relatable content, too, showing the reality of your life. But, of course, you still need dedicated time.
Right. Which brings us back to boundaries. How do you protect that creation time when everything else is shouting for attention?
Time blocking seems key. Literally scheduling specific blocks in your calendar for content creation.
Like an appointment you can't miss.
Exactly. Treat it seriously. And crucially, communicate those times to family, maybe even employers if relevant, to minimize interruptions. Using tools like Google Calendar or Notion can really help visualize and defend that time.
Okay. And what if you're feeling overwhelmed by, say, the editing part? Are there ways to lighten that load?
Yeah, definitely. If it's feasible financially, outsourcing can be an option. Hiring a freelance editor even just occasionally.
Or maybe using tools.
Absolutely. Using templates in editing software like CapCut or Adobe Premiere, finding ways to automate repetitive tasks that can speed things up significantly and buy you back some precious time.
So, wrapping this up, the main message seems to be balancing UGC with work and life is definitely challenging. No sugarcoating it.
No, it's tough, but it's not impossible.
Right. It comes down to being really intentional, structuring your time, using those small moments smartly, and crucially, setting and holding boundaries.
And it's worth remembering these are habits. They take time to build. Finding your rhythm might take a while.
But as you do, maybe the content improves, maybe it gets more traction.
And that could potentially lead to opportunities down the line that actually give you more flexibility, more time. It's a long game sometimes.
Okay, so a final thought for you listening right now. Thinking about your own routine, your own pressures, which one of these strategies we talked about feels like it might actually fit? What's maybe one small step, just one thing you could try today or this week to carve out even a little dedicated space for creating?